Well, hi there pluckers, I've Sore Fingers again with you. Thanks indeed for joining me for another guitar lesson. Hopefully you'll find this one quite an interesting one. It's a classic song from the Pretenders and it's called Back on the Chain Gang. Okay, so this is my campfire version of this song. I have simplified it somewhat. Okay, apologies for anybody that wants the note for note song. It's not going to be quite that. I'm going to try and play everything possible on one instrument. Okay. Because on the original version, obviously there are several guitars playing the guitar parts. Okay, so without more ado, I'm going to start off by doing the intro and the first verse for you, and I'm going to break it down and show you how I play it. Okay, and then we'll move on to the second verse and the middle section and the final verse. Okay, which will be in the same key as the original song. I'm not changing key. Okay. So, as I said, I'm in standard tuning. I hope I've already said it. Standard tuning, no capos, doing the same key as the original Pretenders version. Okay, so let's just do the intro and the first verse for you. Okay, here we go. Found a picture of you. Oh, we hijacked my world last night to a place in the past we've been cast out of. Now we're back on the fight, back on the train. Oh, back on the chain gang. Circumstance beyond our control. Okay, second verse. So we'll come back to that in a minute. Okay, so the intro, right? So I'm playing the solo on the intro. If you don't want to do that, you can sing it, hum it, whistle it, do what you like. You just need to play the same chords that I'm going to show you that actually start off the actual intro. Okay, so the chords, the iconic strumming things are a partial D chord. First finger is playing the 10th fret of the second string, B string. Second finger is playing the 3rd string on the 11th fret. Okay, the 5th string, A string, open, 4th string, open, and top E string, open. Okay, should sound like that. 5 down to 1. The second chord is exactly the same fingering, but down on the starting on the 5th fret of the 2nd string, and the 6th fret of the 3rd string. Same 2 fingers. Again, 5th string, 4th string, top E string, open. Those are your first 2 chords, okay? So D and A, okay? And I'm basically playing the 5th to the 1st string, okay? Okay? The next chord is an E minor 7th, okay? So 2nd fret, 1st finger, 2nd fret of the 5th string, the A string, and my 3rd finger is playing the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, okay? And you need to play it like that for this reason. You need to do some more fingering, adding fingers to this shape. So it starts off with that shape with the 2 fingers. All 6 strings is fine. Should sound like that. E minor 7th. Okay, so far. And then to finish the phrase off, we add the 2nd finger to the top E string on the 2nd fret, and then we do a strident strum, if you like, sort of definite strum, and then go and add pinky to the top E string on the 3rd fret, and then do another strident strum. So you've got 2 strident strums there, definite strong strums, okay, single strums, okay, and that's the whole phrase. Okay, so D, A, E minor 7th, strident strums, with of the added fingers, okay, the old second on the first string and third on the first string. Okay. Okay, and you just repeat that. Found a picture of you. Okay, so if you're not playing the solo yourself, that's the chord sequence. You just repeat the chords that are in the intro, okay, for the underneath the solo intro. Okay, if you want to play the solo yourself rather than whistling it, humming it, or getting somebody else to play it, it's this. It's not too difficult. You have to bar, well, the way I do it anyway, barring the 7th fret of the 4th, 3rd and 2nd strings with your single first finger, first finger doing that bar on the 7th fret, and you hit the 4th string, the D string, twice, then the 3rd string, then the 2nd string on that bar, okay? Then with pinky or 3rd finger, whichever you want, hit the 10th fret of the 2nd string, okay? Then take the pinky off and play the 2nd string again on the bar on the 7th fret. So, okay, and then what we do is we slide from the 8th fret, I'm using my 3rd finger, 8th fret to the 10th fret on the 2nd string, okay? And then we do it again, but this time we hit the 10th fret 2 or 3 times, okay? So far we've got this. Okay, and then we do that again. But this time, when you've done the last hit on the 10th fret, we slide it down to the 8th fret. Okay, so what I'm doing now is this. Right, dun, 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 up to the 8th fret, then hit that and go to slide it down to the 7th fret. Right, so it's right, then we go down to the 3rd fret. So you hit it twice and then slide, okay? Finally we go single hit on that 2nd fret on the B string, 2nd string, and then back to the 3rd fret, 3rd fret, single hit, okay? So far the first phrase is okay. Second phrase is exactly the same to some degree, it's a slight differences. You only do one hit on that 4th string this time, so it's 4, 3, 2, up to that 10th fret again, open, take your pinky off and play the 7th fret on the 2nd, just like you did before. Alright, and we do that slide again from the 8 to the 10. Just like you did the first time round. The only difference is you haven't done 2 hits. The first time you do 2 hits on that 4th string, second time round you're going to do it once. Alright? And then the only other difference is you only do 2 slides on the second time. So the first time is, and immediately after the second slide you start to do the run down like you did before, exactly the same, right? So this is a second run, okay? Sorry. And when you get to going back to the D, you play the D chord, not the D note, okay? Straightforward D chord there. So the whole intro slowly. This bit, okay. I found a picture of you. Okay. So let's do the whole intro. Okay, with the strumming as well. Okay, it's as if you're going to play the solo rather than hum it. Okay. Picture of you. Right, now the thing to notice when you start that solo, if you're playing the actual solo, when you come out of that second chord sequence, normally you go, well, you only do it the second time round, you only do the first one. You don't put your pinky on it, because immediately you've done that, you've got to go into the solo to get the timing right. Okay, so that's the second time you play this. First time is this, okay, both bits, and the second time you only do the first bit. Okay, so you only do that first one, you don't put your pinky down the second time, and then you start the 2 hits on that first time round. Right, now going to the verse itself, right? So we're playing straight chords on the first bit. D, found A, picture of you, E minor 7th again, like you did in the intro, with that second finger going down on the top E string, 2nd fret, and pinky on the 3rd fret, like you did on the intro. D to A, and you repeat that 4 times, that sequence 4 times for the first 4 lines of the verse. Okay, so it's found a picture of you. Oh, what hijacked the world that night, to a place in the past being cast out of. Oh, now we're back in the fight. Alright, I forgot to mention that last line, the 4th time, you don't actually start singing until you get to the A. Okay, so let's do that again. Found a picture of you. Oh, what hijacked my world last night, to play a place in the past we've been cast out of. Oh, now we're back in the fight. Having got that far, we now go into a straightforward E minor and A, not an E minor 7th, straightforward E minor. We're back on the train, yeah. And then there's this riff, okay? So it's back on the train, yeah. Oh, back on the chain gang. Okay, so it's basically 3 lots of, if you want to sing the riff, it's just keep going E minor A, E minor A, E minor A, that sequence 3 times. So it's back on the train, ba 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 ba, oh, back on the chain gang, D to A twice. And then the next verse starts, okay? Circumstance beyond control, okay, and we go into exactly the same as the first verse bits, okay. So if you want to play the riff on that E minor to A bit, it's so it's back on the train, and then it's E minor, so it's E minor, then add pinky to the top E string on the 3rd fret, second fret top E string with pinky, then open, take it off, open E, okay, so it's got that. Then we play an A sus4, it's an A chord with the pinky on the third fret of the second string, then put it back to a straightforward A on the second fret, open B string, second string, take pinky off, and then put it back again on the second fret, straightforward A chord. So you've got this. And I find it, for that A bit, I think upstrokes are quite nice. It sort of separates it. Okay, for each one. So it's back on the train, yes. Oh, back on the train gang. Two lots of D to A. Then we go back into the verse strumming, exactly the same as for the first verse. The only thing that's different about the second verse is the E minor to A bit. There's two of those, there's two lots of that in it, okay? So it's elongated, that E minor to A bit. So the second verse, okay? Circumstance beyond the control, same as before. Oh, phone, the TV, news of the world. Got in the house like a pigeon from hell. Through sand in our eyes and descend like flies. Right, you've got E minor to A. Put us back on the train riff. E minor to A, riff. Back on the chain gang, which is D. Now for this, when you come out of the second verse and you go back into the chain gang, you go, ideally you need to do the intro bit. And then just one of those, add that, as soon as you add that second finger to that second fret, single strum, and then you're into the solo again. Okay, just like the intro. Okay, so you're coming out of that second verse where it goes, "Was us back on the train, oh, back on the chain gang." And then you do the solo again, okay? Now, when you've done the solo for the second time in the middle of the song, when you come out of that second line on the solo, we play a single D chord, and then what I think would be quite good is just to play a D chord on the 10th fret, like an F shape, 10th fret, and just pick the first 4 string, just singly. Okay, so coming out of that second verse, okay, so it's, where it goes, we're going, "Got us back on the train, yeah. Oh, back on the chain gang." Okay, then we go into the middle section of the song, and that's D minor. Okay, what I'm going to do for this is trying to get as close to the original as I can. I'm playing a D minor, okay, right down on the first frets and second fret, normal D minor, nothing unusual about that. But you go into you strum the D minor, and then you slide I'm using my third finger from the 3rd fret of the A string to the 5th fret of the A string, and then going into an A7th, which is an A chord with an open 3rd string. So just fretting the second fret of the 4th string and the 2nd fret of the second string, the B string. Nice A7th with open third string. Okay, so it's coming out of that. So you just, every time you play the D minor, it's you just down, up, and then you slide that third fret of the fifth string to the fifth fret of the fifth string, and then into an A7. So powers that be. Right, so every time you do that, so force us to live like we do, bring me to my knees when I see what they've done to you. Now when it gets to you, there's a little bit of a okay. Right, so the riff on the in the middle of this section is you play the D minor. Okay, so you play the D minor straight, then play D minor with open E string, take that finger, first finger off the D minor, and hammer into it, okay? Got that? So I'm playing the D string first, open, then strumming with the normal D minor, then taking that finger off, strum, and then hammering in. And then the second phrase is A7th, but you start the A7th with the first finger on the first fret of the top E string. So you two strums with that first finger on the first fret of the top E string on the A7th, and then pull it off and strum again. Got? Okay, so you end up with this. Okay, you do that twice, that sequence twice, and then we carry on with the D minor with the slide, and then the A7 for another 2 or 3 lines. Okay, so that whole thing coming out of the solo is powers that be that force us to live like we do, bring me to my knees when I see what's done to you. As I stand here today, knowing that deep in my heart, for the room one day, for making us apart. And then what I would do is go into the intro again. Just do that once with these open strings, D version and A version, and then it goes in, just do that once sequence, and then go into the normal D and the A and the verse chords that you would normally use, and start the last verse. A picture of you, play it as usual. Okay, so what I would suggest you do to keep it simple is coming out of that D minor bit, knowing that deep in my heart, before the ruin one day, we're making us apart. Found a picture of you. Days of my life, like back in the battle was your heart, in this wretched life, a lonely heart. Now back on the train, yeah, riff. Oh, back on the chain. to A. Then arpeggiate it a bit. Okay, so that's the simplified version. The key change, I'm afraid, if you want it, I'll do a separate lesson on it, but it is quite difficult fingering on the key change. It involves, so it's sort of, if you play it the way it's supposed to be played, it comes out of that D minor bit. E, B, F sharp minor. Okay, it does that. So it's E, goes it from the A7th at the end of the D minor to A7th bit, where it goes from making us a it goes into E, B, it's bar chord, F sharp minor 7th, second fret bar chord, and then this A major 7th, so bar on the four strings on the 2nd fret, okay, and then putting your pinky on the 4th fret of the top E string, and then sliding that pinky up to the 5th fret. So it's E, B, F sharp minor 7th, A major 7th, A, repeat, and then the singing comes in, okay? So, found a picture view, oh, da 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 da, oh, da 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 da. F sharp minor to B. Now the string, yeah, and then this bit's tricky. And that's an F sharp minor with the little pinky on the top E string on the 5th fret. Then works its way down to the 4th fret. 5th fret, 4th fret, top with pinky, and then take the pinky off and the 2nd fret with a bar. That's right. That's right. So it's da 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 da, and then you play that 5th fret of the 2nd string, 4th fret of the 2nd string, 2nd fret of the 2nd string, and then back to the 4th fret. So it's another F sharp minor to B, oh, B, back on, and then E, sort of again arpeggiated, B, okay, that's how it finishes, okay. So that's if you want to change the key, but it's quite tricky, so it comes out of that.